sequence is try to represent social groups in many different ways, including costumes, props, makeup and casting appropriate actors.
We were going to use a dad in our opening sequence to begin with when we first filmed, but after we edited it and then decided to refilm it, we no longer used him as it didn't make much of an appearance and we didn't really need to have him in it. Hannah was wearing a schoolgirl costume as she'd just been at school, and this represents like her social group of her being a teenage girl. The antagonist that appears at the beginning wears a white dress as she is perceived as innocent and pure and she's like a child, but she obviously isn't as pure and innocent as we think she is after all.
To represent the social groups in our media product, we use props that are stereotypical to the characters. Although the dad in the title sequence doesn't make much of an appearance, he drives the car at the beginning. The car is a prop that is suitable for the dad as it represents his age, as he is old enough to drive and own a car. The props we used for the character Hannah were a laptop and an iPhone. Both represent her age as they are stereotypical of a teenager. Teenagers are perceived to be obsessed with technology. Also, the fact that Hannah is using Skype to communicate with her friend Lily again represents her age, as teenagers tend to use social networking to communicate rather than an old-fashioned way of writing a letter.
We used actors that were to represent social groups that were like close to their age. For example, Nikki, although she's a bit older than the character she's meant to be playing, she looks her age and looks like younger than she actually is. And the dad, well, even though he's not featured, he was dressed to look like his age, and he is actually the age of a dad. And this works better than trying to act like older or younger ourselves, as it looks more effective for our opening sequence and more realistic, like big media companies, films and stuff.